Welcome back to my channel, guys. In this video I'll be showing you how to make fondant kolanut. Just as you can see, the items you'll be needing have been listed in the description, so please feel free to check and get ready to create these beautiful kolanuts just as you can see. I believe you can do them, so let's get started right away. You need fondant colored in burgundy, cream, a deeper shade of cream, which we got from the lighter cream. It just has more color added to it. And this shade and the other shade, which we got from the pink. We made the pink wanting to achieve something like peach, but it was too sharp. So we added burgundy to the pink to get this. And then we added red to the pink to get this. Again, we added to the pink burgundy and to the pink red. So you're just going to set the pink aside because we're not going to use it for now. So these are the colors we'll be using for our kolanuts. We also need alcohol that we'll be using to dilute the food color. We need the Dresden tool, which we'll be using to make the marks on it, and then a brush tip 00 or tip 000. Anyone that is available to you. It has to just have a fine tip for painting. And that's the food color. We have black, and then we have brown, and then we have a board to place them on as soon as we're done molding, and then we have shortening to grease our work surface. So I'm just going to dilute the food color just before we get started. Add a very little amount because you don't want it too light. So you just add a very little amount to the black and then to the brown. Now we're going to start with all our fondants tinted already in the different colors we'll be using. We're starting with the cream. So ensure you grease your work surface. Grease it very well so that you can mold on it. You have to bear in mind that you need a variety of kolanuts, or kolanuts like we call it in Nigeria here. So you need a variety of kolanuts in different shapes, sizes, and colors. You can have some of them big, you can have some of them small. I wasn't really particular about the shape, so I just went ahead to mold because I know that kolanut comes in different shapes and then sizes. So we're going to mold right ahead. You need it before you start working. This is so that you will have a smooth, pliable paste. Now when you're done kneading, you roll in between your palms. Go ahead and roll in between your palms. You can drop on your table and then knead it or pat into your desired shape. For me, I think this is just good to go. So I'm just going to draw the marks on the body of the kolanuts with the blunt part of the pointed edge of my Dresden tool. After drawing that line, I observed that I needed to grease it a bit so that it would be easy for me to make the marks. So grease it and then go ahead to draw your lines freestyle on your kolanuts. That's the beautiful and one of the easiest things about this. It's just freestyle. There's no particular way to draw the lines, so you can draw as you want, and then when you're satisfied, you place on your board. So we're going to go into the second one and mold right away. Remember to apply some shortening on your hands, your fingers, and your work surface so that it's easy for you to mold. So I'm doing another design or shape for this. I'll drop it on my work table and pat it down into the desired shape that I want, and once I'm satisfied, I'll go ahead to draw my lines on it. Draw a few lines just like you want, and then when you're done, you can place on your board. We are working with a deeper shade of cream now. We're going to repeat the same process just as we have done, and we are doing a different design this time around. So you need apply some shortening, knead so that it's pliable and it's easy for you to work with. I'm taking the fondant in more quantity so that I can get a bigger one, and I'm doing a different design, which is like a cone. So I want the end to be sort of pointed, so I'm just gonna do that again in between my palms, moving the fondant towards the edge and then shaping it into a cone, placing on my work table, doing the finishing with my hands, and then drawing my lines. So you can see that each of these kola nuts have a different shape. So go ahead to draw your lines. You're using the blunt parts of your Dresden tool, don't forget. One more line just because I want to, and then place on your board. So go ahead to work with the other colors. The next is Burgundy, and I'm going to repeat the same process basically because I want you to see how I did the molding for each of the shapes. I tried to just make different types of shapes, freestyling as I worked, so feel free to do the same. We're going to roll into a ball, and let's see what we did for this one. So I just rolled once and I dropped it. It was just fine for me. It wasn't any definite shape, but I just liked the way it looked. So I'm going ahead to draw my lines like other times. For this, I'm just drawing a line in the center and then one to the side, and then another one right there. Not too much drama, and then you drop it. So let's just watch and see how I did the rest. Please take notes of the designs I did for each of them. Please guys, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so that you'll be notified when I upload new videos, which I do every single week. Also click the like button to go a lot to show your support for this channel. Please drop a comment to let me know how useful the tutorial is to you as well, and don't forget to share it with your friends. This page is not just for bakers but for everyone, so please feel free to share with your friends and let me know what you think about the tutorial. So we're gonna go right ahead to do some more kola nuts, draw the lines, and then I'll be right back. So if you noticed in the frame before this, I added the pink because I wanted to just exhaust all that I had, all the fondant that I had. I didn't want anything to remain. So I added the pink to the burgundy just to give me another shade. And then I went ahead with the same process just as I had always done. So feel free to just explore. So that's the pink again. I'm adding to another color, which is burgundy, the one we've tinted in burgundy, just to give me another shape. And it turned out to be such a beautiful color at the end of the day. It was my second favorite Kolanut amongst the whole lot that I made, just because the color popped and it looked real. Yeah, I loved the shade, and so I guess that really turned out fine. So you might want to include pink when you're working. That's electric pink that I used, that I added to the burgundy to give me this shade of Kolanut that I have right here in my hands. Now I'm done with the molding, so I'll just go right ahead to draw the lines. And after that, we'll be going to the painting, which is the next thing. So once I'm done with this, I would be right back again. But just before that, if you notice, I have a phone on my work table because I want to have a picture of what a real Kolanut looks like. It will guide me in my work and in my sugar crafting. So I opened to Google, searched for Kolanut, and that's what I'm looking at, using as a guide to help me with the shape. So I don't want to just be working freestyle and then doing what is not going to look realistic at the end of the day. That's why I have my phone on the table and the images there so that I can see the color, the lines, the shapes, and everything. So it's just going to help me as a guide. So it's either you have that, the picture you're working with, or you have the real Kolanut in front of you. And now it is time to paint. So I finally didn't go anywhere. I'm still here. So let's get painting. So I'm just going to dip into the brown and draw in between the lines that I made. So I'm just going to draw those lines, paint with the brown, and then I'll do some other blending on the body. So I'm not really so careful because I'm still going to paint on the body of the Kolanut. If you look at the real Kolanut, or if you look at the image, you see that it has some things that look like stains on it, like black patches, and that is what I'm trying to achieve with this effect at this point. So do that and then pat with your palm. You want to pat the color and also use your thumb to blend it in so that it looks real. That's what we're aiming for at the end of the day. We don't just want to have a molded fondant that doesn't look real. So you try your best to replicate what you see in the real Kolanut that you have, or in the real object that you're molding, as the case may be. So I'm done with that. I'll drop it and then take the next, and I'll just go ahead to do my painting in between the lines, do the blending on the body, and I'll be right back. So we're almost done at this point. I've painted my color nuts and I'm just going to bring everything together so you see how it looks. We are almost done with that. See how real they look. I posted it on my Instagram page and the love was real. Like, people loved how real they looked. So I believe that you can get this done and have them looking as real as this. Feel free to tag me when you do. So I had to make some adjustments on the shapes of these ones and then do the repainting of the lines again. Add some effects on the body as well and do the blending too. So that's it. Very easy, very simple to make, and I believe that you can get it done. Don't forget to tag me when you create yours. I am on Instagram at IBakeCakeSignatures. Please follow me, tag me, and I'll be sure to drop a beautiful comment to encourage you once I see your creations and once I see those beautiful tags. So there you go, our color nuts. Thanks for joining me for this video, guys. I hope you found this tutorial very useful. They will come in handy when you have to make your traditional marriage cake. Thank you once again, and all the best with you.